Welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about something a little controversial, and that is snails, or escargot. So this one is actually a really fast and simple recipe, and if you've never had it, I suggest you try it because it is fantastic. So to start off, this whole dish is going to require butter. So I use a whole stick here and I melt it in a pan, and then I add in some finely sliced garlic. This is a bunch of cloves, probably like 12. And to that I'm going to add a little bit of rosemary because I want this to be a garlic rosemary butter. And so really this is the star of the dish, and as you start to heat this up, you'll see the milk solids start to foam. Don't worry about this because as it cooks, you'll see it start to clear up, and you just want to cook this for a long time. I cooked this for about 15 minutes and I let it infuse. So your escargot or your snails, they come in a can. Just make sure you rinse them in hot water and they are good to go. Next, you've got a couple of options with your mushrooms. I'm using baby bellas here. You can take your knife and go around the stem and try to get it, or most of the time you can just pop them right out as you see here. And these are gonna be a beautiful little container that's gonna fit the cheese and our escargot. So next we're gonna take our fancy little escargot trays and we're gonna put our baby bella mushrooms on here, and this is where we're gonna start assembling these while our butter is still over on that pan, melting and just combining with all of that goodness. So here I took some freshly shredded Gruyere cheese and I just put them inside, and then you'll notice right here that our snails, they fit just perfectly down inside the mushrooms. And yes, some of these get pretty big, and I did have a couple where I just put a couple of them in there. As long as it fits, you're good to go, and then spoon over all of that butter as soon as it gets fully cooked the way that you want, and put all of it. Do not spare it. From there, you're going to add a little bit more Gruyere cheese to the top of all of this, and then on top of that, you're going to put some Parmesan. Once you get your Parmesan on there, you are then going to pop this into a 350-degree oven until it's halfway melted. I cooked it for about 15 minutes before I pulled it out, and then I added even more Parmesan. After about 35 to 45 minutes in the oven, you can pull these out and they are beautiful and tender. All of that cheese is melted and ready to go. And from there, put that onto a plate with your fancy little escargot forks, and you have some escargot stuffed mushrooms. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.